Hello and welcome to another Black Desert Online tutorial video for processing, and this is kind of like the processing crafting video. There is simple processing, and then there's kind of more advanced processing. We'll try to get into both if we can. And then I'm going to show you how to open that screen for the simple processing first. L is for simple processing, and it opens this production activity screen with processing method, shows you what items you've added. So far we've added nothing, but we're going to add some soon. There's a crafting notes button, and if you click that, it'll open up a wiki that will show you different recipes and different things that you can make in the game, and basically what it takes, where you get it, and all that kind of stuff. All kinds of information in the wiki. And then we also have all these buttons down here that let us select what kind of simple processing we want to do. We have shaking, which allows you to mix two different ingredients together to produce a new type of ingredient. For instance, salt water is a combination of salt and water. Try a variety of combinations. So yeah, we can make salt water. You can use shaking for making dough. So you add flour to dough and you shake it, and it becomes add flour to water. You shake it and it becomes dough. I want to make sure I said that right. This is grinding, processing into a powder form. So powder and juice materials can be obtained by grinding ingredients in a mortar. Extremely hard materials cannot be ground. So if you want to make, for instance, flour, you would take, for instance, corn flour, you would take corn and you would grind it and you would make corn flour. You could then take the corn flour and water and make corn dough, I believe. You can also make juices. So I believe if you throw an apple into the grinding process, you should be able to make fruit juice, basically. Next we have chop. Chop is for processing wood into firewood type materials, also for building a fire or for crafting items that require wood. So you can chop up the wood and make things like staves. Then we have dry, which allows you to, on clear days, you can dry meat. So, for example, you can dry fish to preserve them. So if you're fishing, it's kind of that fish will rot pretty quickly. But if you dry it, the fish will be preserved. You'll have dried halibut, for instance, or dried tilapia, or whatever it is that you're catching. You can also turn certain items into ingredients by drying them. Yes, okay. And by the way, as we're going through this, on the right you can see these are the things you can make, and you just have to figure out how to make them. For instance, I know how to make fur plank. And I've discovered it because I made it for the first time, and now I know that fir plank is made by chopping, and it uses fir logs, basically. So you throw fir. Actually, it'll actually say fir. For instance, this is ash timber. If I throw this in here, I'll make ash planks. If I just throw the log in there, it'll make like a firewood or something. Okay. Cool. Next we have thinning. It says thinning down here. Thinning powder ingredients to extract any ingredients that may be mixed inside. So it's basically a separator, a sifter. So it's a very short list, but you can see what kind of things you can sift out. And we have heating. Heating melts one or two materials to change their form or extract new materials. I believe this is one where you can mix. It looks like I can possibly do something with copper ore here. But you can mix. And it's not going to hurt if you just go ahead and just add two things and see if it works, by the way. You'll come up with a little thing like this, and then basically it'll tell you at the top, nothing will be made like this. So copper plus water equals nothing. But I haven't lost anything by trying. So it's good to try and experiment. If you don't want to look up a recipe, you can look up all the recipes online. But if you're the type of person that wants to discover the recipes, you just try a bunch of different combinations, and eventually you'll find one that works. And it'll tell you pretty quickly if it won't. So that's heating. I think you can mix, like as an example, if you have raw sugar and water, I think if you heat those together, you get lumps of raw sugar. So, and that's used in recipes. So there you go. There's smithing down here. It's grayed out. I can't select it, so we're going to move on to simple alchemy. I think the smithing is going to be used for making weapons and armor and things like that. Simple alchemy is for making. It makes herbal juice, concentrated herbal juice. Looks like that's all I know that it can make, but I don't know what it can make beyond that. I'm guessing this list gets longer as more things are discovered. So I just don't know what it takes. Oh, there we go. Mouse over it. So I was just reading this wrong. Highly concentrated herbal juice 30, and salt makes something, and I just don't know what it is. I fail at reading sometimes. Okay. You'll need, in the case of alchemy, you can do it wherever you are. In order to do serious alchemy, so this is the important part I wanted to talk to you guys about, you'll need a residence and an alchemy tool, and that's how you do the more advanced stuff. Then you go over to simple cooking. This is the same thing. You can do some simple stuff, like I can make grain juice. And I know that recipe, and I also know that there's other recipes associated with grain juice that I can make. But in order to do serious cooking, I'll need a residence and a cooking utensil. Yeah, so that's the simple processing. And I don't know that there's anything I can really do. Let's grind up some rough stone just to show you what success looks like, if it'll let me grind up the stone. Sometimes you need multiple, sometimes you only need one. Yep, insufficient ingredients, so I can't grind up that stone. Let's see if I can grind this one up. Magic crystal of crimson flame, precision 1. So grinding. Processed into black stone powder. So I got 6 black stone powder out of that. There it is, and it consumed my stone, my little red ruby stone I had that I put in there. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to my house. You can buy houses anywhere, by the way, if you click on the map. This is the world map. And if we zoom into Velia, which is where I am right now, we got these different places that are available. The blue ones are available. The white ones are places you purchased. And the gray ones are apparently not available, and I don't know why yet. Check purchase conditions. What's the reason I can't get this? Required contribution points 3. I have 23, so I have that. Purchase -1. Huh. I don't know why it was saying I couldn't buy that. In order to purchase this, you must first purchase the houses from the purchase. Oh, so you have to purchase other houses before you can buy this house. So that's how you unlock basically additional rooms. So I'd buy this, and I could unlock these other 2. That is cool. I learned something in this video. I actually learned something while teaching. Nice. Next, we're going to run to the end of this area. And I have a house down here on the end that I'll open up and show you guys. Just got ran over by a wagon, but I'm okay. I'm fine. Everything's okay. So over here we have a house. It's a little tiny house, and I'll go ahead and open that up. Here we go. Oh, yikes. All my furniture popped in. I have a bed in here for getting more energy back faster. I have a chandelier for lighting the room and darkening the room. And I also have a cooking utensil. So I can push R on that, and here's my cooking utensil. I can see that I have all these different recipes available on the right. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to be able to make anything, unfortunately. But basically, if you look in this, it says, here's recently successful cooking. I used corn flour, an apple, and a leavening agent, and I made essence of liquor, or essence of liqueur. Pretty sure the first one is correct. So let's see. I don't know that I can make anything, but basically these are the 5 spots, and if I had these 3 items, I could drop them into these 3 spots and click cook, and it would make me another essence of liqueur. Yeah. I don't have the corresponding knowledge for these other cooking items, but once I did, I'd be able to add those and cook that item. There's also continuous production, so if you want to make a lot of that house I just bought opened up as a storage. Sweet. So I can go into continuous production and produce many of those in a row. And that's how you do the more advanced stuff. If I had an alchemy set, I could actually start doing alchemy in here. And I think if at some point I have a smithy set in here, I can start doing smithing. Some houses are bigger, some houses have extensions, so I'd be able to have other rooms in here that can do other things, etc., etc. So hope that helped. Please let me know if you have any questions about processing. And check out the other tutorials on the channel. They'll help you out. And feel free to click that subscribe button. And remember, I gotta shorten this ending because that's like 4 ands. And remember, keep it clean.